Chief of Civil Military Affairs Army Major General Gold Chibuisi has warned that civilians caught wearing military uniforms illegally risks arrest and prosecution. In line with Nigerian law, speaking during a media chat with defense correspondents on Saturday night in Abuja, Chibuisi reiterated that while it is unlawful for non-military personnel to wear military attire, the Nigerian army does not condone violence against offenders. It is against the law of the land. If you are not in the armed forces, please do not use our uniform. Whether you love it or not, Chibuisi said, if our troops encounter anyone dressed in military camouflage, they are to get the person to remove it, arrest them, and hand them over to the police for prosecution. All those other things that come with it, like assaults, are not right, he emphasized. The army chief, however, said soldiers have no right to harass any civilian caught wearing the military uniform, saying several soldiers had been sanctioned for mishandling civilians found in wearing gear, stressed that professionalism must guide all enforcement actions. Chibuisi appealed to the public to respect the military uniform, warning that the increasing misuse of military apparel by criminals was making it hard for citizens and security agencies to distinguish genuine soldiers from impostors. Okay, I also wanted to point out something in this situation before I get your thoughts on this. That, you know, and I wanted to go back to that statement you made about the government approved, word that you mentioned. Yes, that this is actually, you had the military, the army chief making a statement of a military personnel that will be sanctioned when they harass individuals or civilians in that instance. So that means they're actually making a move towards that. I just want to get your thoughts on this situation, because I've seen videos of individuals. Some of them will say, I did not know this is the army uniform. Some of them will say, oh, this is a similar outfit and whatnot situation, and how they get harassed in that instance, although you're not supposed to wear the army uniform and all of that. So this move, if you may ask me, well, I want to get your thoughts on that.
Well, to me, I don't have any business whatsoever. In fact, I enjoy a state where rule of law prevails. Do you understand? Okay. That's why I always warn. I always give this warning. People don't know the real dire consequences of failure of law, because law controls everything. And when law is misused, when law fails, the consequences are always deadly. For me, I don't have any problem about the issue of uniform. That is exclusively military distinct. Civilians have the business wearing it, right? To me, for those who are involved in it, they must take to their heart that they are taking a risk. I don't encourage anybody to wear it for any reason. But a situation wherein, for instance, like we were using the phrase, minimize. Those who are caught in the net. I watched a video not too long ago of I think the lady was virtually stripped naked. And I don't think there can be any provision of the law that says you strip the person naked and remove the uniform. This overzealousness almost in every field. Almost in every field. You see people doing that. And sometimes you may ask the question, is that what is most important? Let's not go into that. The issue is, even no matter how small a thing is, if it is wrong, the law says it is wrong, we'll take it from that angle and say, yes, this is the position of the law relating to this, where law is working and it applies across board. It doesn't respect anybody. Do you understand it? Okay. That even your parents are in the military does not guarantee you that you can wear such uniform. No. You don't. Except you love how would I call it? You love the field and you have joined. Because there are children that want to take after their parents. There are people that are doctors, their children want to be doctors. People who are engineers, their children want to be engineers. The people who are in the military, their children will love. Personally, I desire, because of the discipline, right? I left Boricam out of frustration to pick A-level form, IJMB, when I was skimmed out. I did the race in the practical training, but as we always say, God has a way of doing his own thing. But I would have been in the military. I don't know whether I will be alive or dead. But that anger, that game they played, those of us who did physical training, running, who did the running, they brought in others and eliminated us. And I got angry and I went to pick IJMB form.
Like you were not qualified?
Yeah, they skimmed us out. I was qualified. We saw the people that they brought in to replace us. And I was very angry and I left. If not, I still have interest for this. But where we are focusing on is this misuse of the uniform. Okay. It's not like my own profession. You see the way it is when somebody, like I'm a notary public of the Supreme Court. Majority of lawyers are not notary public. Like a notary public is an international commissioner for oath. I can certify your document for you and you can use in any part of the world if proper procedure is followed. Not every lawyer. If you don't find a lawyer who attempts, like this week that just passed, somebody brought a document for me to notarize. He brought the one that was notarized before and said they rejected it. And I looked at it. Even the currency was not even there because our currency will give you details. We give details about you. Once they log in through the distance, through the code, it will give you a detail at the basement. That is the database of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. And to show who you are. But I'm sure that was just a mere lawyer that did that. And they rejected it at the point because it was an international document. The same thing to the military. So we should be able to respect that position. But those who are caught in that infraction, they can be arrested, handed over. Do you understand it? For purpose of prosecution. If they will ask the person to take off the uniform, they can be done through a very neat procedure. The person will get another cloth to be brought in, and the person will change it and will hand over that cloth to the authority. Do you understand it? But this issue of messing up and trying to beat up and do some funny things will not solve the problem.
Okay,
instead,
the army chief also mentioned of the parts where they cannot. So most times, because we've had situations of individuals that they've been abducted by uniform men, and they will describe the uniform men, some of them as military, police, whatnot situation. Some of them, I've had the one-time experience, not me personally, someone that he said he was abducted and they took him to a particular destination, ripped him of his funds and left him there. So that's instance. Some of them will have to wear certain outfits so to disguise themselves.
Yeah, to instill fear.
Yeah, to also instill fear so that when you see them, you feel, okay, these people are genuine in that instance. So in as much as, yes, people want to see it as a fashion situation, you are also, putting your own life in danger because you might be seen as one impostor in that instance.
Yeah. It's like now you go to the court premises and you see a person that is dressed in lawyer's uniform. You didn't know it's a fake lawyer. We ask situation wherein people are
and you're asked to make a presentation or a court hearing.
Yeah, in fact, in some cases, it is in the course of presentation of matter in court that they are caught. Because judges or magistrates who know their onions, watching at the fellow, they may ask you some questions. And funny, it may turn out that that's the university person attended and he asks you about the so lecturer you don't know. Then he asks you about when did you graduate? You may mention. I may ask you, do you know so lecturer? You don't know. And he asks you, where's the faculty? You don't know. So that's just the way it is. I think it's a mark of honor and we should be able to respect it. Misuse. That will also send signal to those who are into. That's why we also warn. Because that we find of cases wherein these criminals will tell you that they were supplied this uniform by insiders. You heard
okay,
of,
so that will also have to be
yeah,
looked
it
into
has to be
while...
looked into. There's even a recent case wherein somebody, they didn't know that they tracked the car. They stole a Hilux with the aid of a serving military man. But at the point of sale, they were able to track the car. And that's how they caught them. The Hilux. Because they were using this uniform person to cross checkpoints from state to state.
Oh, okay.
At the point they now wanted to sell. Do you understand? That's where they were caught. It's just like somebody abusing diplomatic status. Use it to peddle drugs because they don't check you. But even if they do not check you, there could be things that will give signal. Do you understand? About you. It's just like somebody moving something out of a supermarket that is properly checked. There could be an alarm. Even if you are a diplomat and you enter into that DC, if it is allowed that diplomat will enter into that shop and anything they go with, no problem. The moment they find that you're a diplomat, they say, okay, no problem, you can go. Do you understand? But they are aware that something moved out. The system will tell you that. So when you abuse your opportunity or abuse your office, it doesn't always end well. Most of this insecurity we're having around us, we quite sad when we hear that even the bullets that are dropped, they can trace them. And they trace them and realize that these are official, this is coming from official quarters. And people are questioning, how did these people get the caliber of weapons that they use for this massacre? And there are questions raised. And the quarters that are relevant to answer those questions, in some cases, they can't answer. Because there are things that you cannot explain. So basically, I tell anybody that is involved in this, just stay. It's not worth it. The embarrassment that comes from it.
Aside the embarrassment, the prosecution that also comes from it. And it's not just in the military aspects. Impersonating in other sector in the country will always face prosecution. You will always get to face prosecution in that instance.